subscribe to my channels.
What's up? What's up, Fish Vibers? Donald Fish Vibes here again. Guys, I'm wearing my old Man United top. I've told this story before, but I'm going to repeat it again, man. So when Man United went to Sheffield, a big Chevy logo on their top. I actually haven't bought apparel yet, but for those of you who follow football, you know I'm a Man United fan. I'm a Barcelona fan, so I have my own teams in the Spanish league and the English league. But when they meet, guys, I'm out of that, man. When they meet in the Champions League, whoever win, man. And as you know, the teams have really changed up much. Man United has now gotten back our CR, man. CR left us at one time and went over to Real Madrid. Now he's back, man. So we hoping to get to the top of this table again. Yeah, I mean, even have to pick up some stuff, man. I'll have to get some new kit. I'll have to update my gear, man. And as you know, Messi, he's no longer with Barca. It's some challenging times for my teams, guys. Challenging times for my teams. But Man U, we ready. We ready, man. What's up, guys? Fish Vibers. This is my goldfish pond, but I've done a lot of changes to it, so it's no longer featuring goldfish. Although I still have about 2 goldfish. The other guys got really old. I actually had to euthanize them. They were getting a lot of bumps and stuff around their body. I would say about 12 years they've been here. They had a long run. And some of the black ones, black moors and stuff, are still in here, but you know they're always a little more difficult to pick up. But for this morning, it's really my harvesting snail pond. I harvest snails on my puffer fish in these ponds. You can see I got some here already. Some of them are a little big, so I'll have to crush them. So guys, these are snails that I would give a little starter. Squish them just a little bit. Just a starting squish. So the puffer doesn't have to do the hard work. But it's really because I was looking at one of those videos, and I really only squash the bigger ones, starter squash, because I was looking at one of those videos with puffer fish, and I saw someone was saying that they can suck the flesh out of the puffer if the shell is too hard. And of course, the concept is the shell, if they crush on it, to get to the flesh, they will help grind the teeth, which would then give me less stress. If you know how that goes, you'll see. So guys, this is another update on my Amazon puffer tanks, really. I really have to consider doing over this landscape. As you could see, there's the 3 Serpy tetras that have been coexisting with them forever. I did a white sand substrate. This blue container type thing here had these plants. I'm not good at the name of these plants, guys. I think it's jungle val. Whatever, guys. You all know. But these plants never really grew well. I guess the lighting on this aquarium isn't so good. Of course, this blue container here was totally covered with sand. It's clear the Amazon puffers enjoyed removing all the sand from it. Of course, I have soil substrate below below in this container, and the white substrate is just on top it. But guys, as you can see, these puffers, while they look healthy, And I didn't check the age or how long I have them, but I'm sure it's over. It's already past 18 months for sure. I think the last update I did was 13 months. So it's a year and a half plus. They continue to be plumb, doing well. It's two of them. In one of my updates, I did tell you all about the mouth of one of them. It had a reddish type thing that, to me, it looks like if something is wrong with it. I don't think these puffers fight. I've never seen them fighting to say that they're locking jaws and, one will get an injury. So, I want to believe it's an infection, but what I will say is that it has not spread to anywhere else and it has been present there, I would say around 8 months. So that would make it, what's that? Almost a year since, probably about 10 months since it has that kind of red beak. I keep looking to see if it was the teeth that's growing out. Never really saw anything like that. Never saw like the teeth is growing out in any way to say that I need to trim the teeth yet. So I don't know guys. I don't know if anybody has a situation like that. I did ask in one of my earlier videos with the mouth or lips of the puffer thing. Let me know. Now, of course, these guys are constantly surfing. I'm going to do over the scape here, but I will say the surfing is not a result of stress. It's really just what they do. I'm surprised he hasn't gone up and jumped up in the water to the surface. Anytime I come, he does that in a playful way. One of them at least. They go against the current. Right? There's a strong current with the pump that I use here. They love to play in that current. And when I come to the tank, they would go there and jump to the surface and make contact with the surface. But guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to feed these guys here now with these snails that I just harvest. Let's see how that goes. Guys, another reason I'm going to do over the substrate, the whole setup. If you look at it, although it's a white sand, it was completely white all the way through. And look at that. This is what travels down to the bottom of the substrate. I mean, now that it's clear to see, guys, and it's because it's white, you can see how much of the waste material really gets inside there. Now I understand this is supposed to be a healthy type of layer of material there. I guess with all the anaerobic bacteria, etc., probably living down in there. I hope I'm saying it correctly, guys. The surface bacteria may be more aerobic, interacting with the oxygen. So substrate like that probably is, what happens in the bottom there could be good for the healthiness of the tank. But having said that, I don't know, it doesn't look very pleasing to the eyes, guys. So I'm going to change up the concept. I may even change this whole tank to a shrimp setup, I was thinking. And I have another tank where I got a background. I bought a background for it, which I would set up. And that would not have the plain background like this one. And that would help to relieve the surfing of these puffer fish. It's a kind of stone finish background that I bought. I have to use some silicone to stick it, but that's another project. It's a same size tank like this one as well. The only challenge is it's not black. I would have preferred it to be black. It's lilac. But we'll see how it goes, guys. Okay, so I'm going to introduce these snails. Most times what happens is, as you can see, they fall there, some of them fall to the ground. These puffers are not very, they are a bit skittish, so they don't really come out while I'm there unless they're very, very hungry. You see one is now approaching there. I guess he can't wait. He's going after it. The other one, you see the red mouth there? The other one just came by. So I guess they are a bit hungry. Right, but they really love snails. That's one thing with these puffer fish. They really love these snails. No matter what and how much they eat. And let me tell you, this guy here will try to eat out all, eh? He's going to try to eat out all. I would love to get a zoom in better. And they're fighting up trying to add more snails. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more so you all could see. He took that one and he went to the back. Guys, so believe it or not, sometimes these guys will eat all, one of them will come and eat almost all the snails before the other one could get a chance to come and eat. But let's see if they will eat. See, the soupy tetras are coming around trying to get some of that snail remnants. Guys, you wouldn't believe I had the corridors in here as well, 3 of them. They had a good meal last night. For the last 3 nights straight, I've been feeding them. So these guys are just relaxing. They want to know why the light is on in the tank at this hour. I really just put on the light to be able to get to record these puffers eating on their snails, snacking on their snails. Guys, he has now devoured his last portion and coming back. You see, his beak is not so bad. His beak is okay. The other one beak is more problematic. I have to step back a bit while they eat because, as I said, they're not very interactive, even though I've had them for so long. While they would come and eat and sometimes they would, interact with the surface of the water when I'm around, it's not always easy to get them to come very forward to eat. Right, so this one has the better beak. So he's eating more. Guys, is it that there's a problem with the beak really? And the guy don't like to interact with the snail much? I don't think so, because I see him eating snails regularly as well. But I will say it's only this one coming there. You see how he's snuggling on the shell and wringing it around like a pit bull with a rag doll. And it fell out from him, fell from his mouth. So he's there interacting with the look Mr. Redmouth go there. He's fighting up. He's not coming in the front. Look at him. So it's not even something that's wrong with his mouth really, but he's wrestling it. He's wrestling it. Guys, these guys are really, these snails. Look at him. That's Mr. Redmouth. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's. At one time I was thinking it's like the mucus, the moss slime on the glass, that because he's surfing so much on the glass, probably that's happening to him. But I eradicated that as an option. But as I said, whatever it is, it's not really causing any kind of stress or pain to him. When these puffers stress out, they get kind of bloated, their tail get a little squinged, it narrows out. So you know that they stress. So these guys are not stressed at all. And whatever is that red thing on his mouth, it hasn't deteriorated anymore. So guys, sometimes you say leave well enough alone. I don't want to pump him up with any kind of medication. I did throw some aquarium salts in here at one time. That changes up all the parameters of the water. I did a water change about some days later. Nothing happened with the beak. So as I said, at this point I'm leaving well enough alone. So guys, this is it. You see these guys, they love their snails. I give them snails at least weekly. I don't know if probably that's why look at it. You seen it, guys? You seen it? I don't know if that's probably why they don't have a teeth problem, because I've had that, as I showed you all earlier, the big deposits of snails being harvested at all times, right through the year. So I'm never short of snails. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Guys, the other day I was feeding these fish, and I noticed one of the flower horns with the eye kind of bulging, wanting to bulge out the head. Of course, this is the end result. I wanted to catch him, but these other guys decided to make a snack of him. It didn't look like a disease. It looked like if it either had a fight and got the eye damaged, because I did see some damages on at least one other. Or there's a piece of driftwood I have in here that I have to remove. Because as this tank gets more crowded and so much fish in it when they're moving, I think that driftwood could also be the cause. Clearly they got to this fish already, eat out everything. Water parameters can't get any worse. I guess I'll take it out, although I don't think I really need to. Yeah, there's not even an internal organ in here. It's like a hollow frame. So it's really just, as far as I'm concerned, it's meat for them to eat. And they have started eating out some stuff. What do you think, guys? Should I leave it in? They even eat the tail, eh? Wow. As I said, there's nothing really affecting the water. There's not even a trail of that gooey stuff that, trucks in the water. Some of you all will know I have a shrimp tank. This tank actually came down to one shrimp. It's dirty. Hasn't been serviced in a little bit. But the water is always very clean. Not very impressive shrimp. I had one shrimp in here that remained from a big clutch. Is that how you say it, guys? I don't think it's a clutch, but you know what I mean. I had a big amount of shrimp here. I ended up taking them and putting them outdoor in an outdoor tub, outdoor pond, where they have been doing very well. And only one remained in here after a period of time. And I eventually decided to give him some company, because he has been here by himself probably for about 6 months after I moved out a lot of cull, and then I had a lot of shrimp loss. So I took the cull and put them in the outdoor tub, where they did really well. And of course, when they started breed, you started to get some good quality coming out from the bread. What I even learned was that sometimes this, what you call in cull, is not necessarily cull, guys. Some of them is just males. These males tend to look kind of wild. They may not always look as bright and colorful, more so like the females, and whole in color. So you have to be wary of that too. You have to be wary of that. Look at this, one of these red cherries inside here. So anyway, I brought in about 9 of them, making here a nice total of 10. They probably in here for about a month already. I haven't seen any signs of any young shrimplets yet. When I brought them in, none of them was plumb per se to say that they're close to breeding, but there hasn't been any breeding activity. What I did do on this occasion as well was to bring in a number of these wild looking ones, cautious that they may more likely be males, to ensure that I get some breeding activity taking place in here. So far what you guys may have seen there is about 5 of them at least. 5 of them. They're always hiding among these rocks. Yeah, so that's the update with the shrimp. Nothing exciting. Nothing so exciting, but I'll give you guys an update. You all would have seen some corridors running about in here too. I will say one of the guys, the YouTuber Joel Corvus Ossen, he always recommended that you don't keep corridors with shrimp. I'm going to agree with him. These corridors are very miserable, aggressive. The shrimp could cope with them, and more so these sherry shrimp, blue dreams type shrimp, could cope with them by simply getting out of their way. That's how they cope really. They get out of their way, because when those corridors come, they're attacking all the food. Even if I throw multiple sticks of food in here so that everybody could have some fun, the corridor goes to each piece of food, always trying to run the shrimp. It's crazy. But I mean, at the end of the day, this if it's in the wild, I suspect similar type things. If you really want your shrimp to get a good opportunity to feed though, Like what I would do sometimes, you put some zucchini, etc. The corridors aren't concerned about those things at all. They're not into those veggies. What's up, guys? So I'm doing some fence wall upgrades. As you can see now, it's wire fence here all the way down to the back, but more so around my fish pond. As you know, the fish pond, I have a glass, 4 feet glass panel there. And because this park is now kind of open up, not a well done park, but there's a lot more foot traffic in there. I wanted more privacy, of course, and just having those windows there really creates a situation where people are motivated to come up to your fence wall while I'm sitting there on my bench, which I moved here for the time being. You never know who's walking up behind you. So I'm changing all that, and I'll show you all what the end result is. Guys, I also changed my wall. For those who would remember, I had a fence, wire fence. I did an updated wall, create some privacy. This is actually composite board, plastic for deckings, and iron frames, 3x3s, and of course some spikes for any wandering lives, any wandering souls who want to deal with some human flesh repairs.
Subscribe to my channels.